What the fuck is happening with crypto? What the fuck is happening? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Everything else is running. Everything else is running. Everything else. Everything else is fucking running except crypto. Gold, silver, now copper. I don't know what to start off with. I don't know what to start off with. This is episode 657. We were supposed to have Gigi on today, but Gigi will be on with us tomorrow. She had to reschedule, and it's okay. I know why. And we'll talk about, maybe I'll get it out of her tomorrow. You're wondering why I'm quiet, and I'm just thinking, what should I start off with? I had to wait, by the way, a half an hour to log into my goddamn stream because there was technical difficulties. I wake up today and the market is just absolute, and I'm talking about, well, the stock market also experienced a smack in the forehead, but fuck, crypto can't get a break. And I'm not changing my mind about quarter one, 2026, or 2026 in general, but Jesus. Jesus. A lot of people won't be able to stomach this. A lot of people will not be able to stomach this shit, man. But I'm buying. I am buying. I am buying today. There is nothing that's going to stop me from buying today. Nothing. Nothing. By the way, I chose to wear a green suit. I was looking at my blue suits, my black suits. I said I had to go with a green. Let's change it up. Maybe this suit will send the markets I don't even want to read today's news. I don't even want to read today's news. I don't. But I've been thinking about the, I mentioned this yesterday. I've been thinking about it. I think people are going to come in through memes. If I'm going to bet where people are going to, or how people are going to arrive into crypto, it's going to be through the memes. And a lot of you guys are going to be like, oh my God, what is he fucking talking about? Listen to me. Listen to me. Hear me out. Hear me out why people are going to come through memes. They're not going to come through Bitcoin. Institutional players and multi-million-dollar retail buyers will come through Bitcoin. But regular normies with $1,000 to $10,000 to their name, if they have that, they'll be coming through. They'll be coming through memes. 100%. 100% they're going to be coming through memes to get into the crypto markets. Because people go into high risk assets to try to get high ass rewards. Ain't nobody gonna go into something that's gonna 1x. Nobody's gonna go into something that's gonna 2x. Nobody's gonna go into things that are going to 3x. No, people are going to go for the home run. Baseball analogy here. People are going for a home run or they're striking out. That's the mindset. They don't got time. They don't have the patience. It's instant gratification. It's not delayed. They want it now. Just like everybody in these chat rooms, you guys want your gains now. You're not willing to wait 6, 8, 12 months. At this point, nobody's willing to wait for shit because people are looking at the market. They're like, fuck, this shit is fucked. Every time we think it's going back up, all of a sudden we get smacked down. So people are tired. I'm telling you, people are actually more exhausted. They're actually more exhausted. The more exhausted from waiting because it goes up, it tickles your nuts, and then it's like the market teases you. The market is teasing you. It's tickling your nutsack. And then it's leaving you with blue balls. By the way, that's the Gemini pin. And that's the flag of the United States of America. And in the back, that's the flag of the United States of America. This whole studio is going to... We're still not done. It's almost done. It's almost done. By the way, more news coming out of Minnesota. More news coming out of Minnesota. Seems like Alex wasn't such a peaceful guy. Alex Pretty wasn't such a peaceful guy. That doesn't mean that he should have lost his life. I'm just saying he wasn't such a peaceful guy. But we will touch on that story later on today. We will touch on that. 100% we'll touch on that. Right now, I'm just sitting back and I'm like, this is wild. This is wild. There has to be a point somewhere. At some point, I'm gonna have to call bottom. Like this might be the bottom. This might be the bottom. This might be the bottom. We'll get into the political shit, but this might be the bottom for crypto. This is it. Because you can't lose anymore. People are already 99% down, so like you can't lose any more here. Anybody thinking of getting out of your positions, why? I mean, at this point, why? Like, what are you gonna do? You are like $1 away from zero. So what is there to do? What is there to do? A lot of people are nervous. A lot of people are seeing gold go up, silver go up, copper making a move. By the way, I'm very happy that my TikTok account has been resurrected. TikTok account has been resurrected. I am no longer suppressed. I don't think. No longer suppressed. See a lot of people coming into the chat here on X. You guys can't see each other, but if you want to see each other, you can go ahead and jump on X. And I mean Twitter, formerly known as Twitter. The meme, I will stand on this. The memes are the first things that normies are going to get into. They'll buy Solana and Ethereum because they're going to have to use Ethereum and Solana to go ahead and buy the memes. But their focus is on, hey, I am buying memes. When all the normies come back, when retail comes back, the memes are where they're heading. And then in a couple of months, they'll be buying Bitcoin, they'll be buying Ethereum for real, and Solana, and they'll be buying BNB and Chainlink and XRP and whatever. Whatever. And it's funny, today, the SEC and I think the CFTC are having a kumbaya session at 2 p.m. I believe it's 2 p.m. to talk about, making crypto great again in the United States of America. By the way, that cannot be achieved. The only way that the United States of America becomes the crypto capital of the world is if they make if they put long-term gains at zero. Long-term capital gains at zero, after a year, That's when you make this place the crypto capital of the world. You can keep a number on short-term gains, but long-term, make it zero, crypto capital of the world. Pass the Real Clarity Act, the initial Clarity Act bill that was presented. That'll make crypto better. By the way, retail hasn't been here for the last 5 years. The only retail that has been here are the people that have been here through previous cycles. That's it. Playing at the same table. Same poker table. That's it. There's a comment on TikTok saying, "I don't think we're going to make it." Speak for yourself. Speak for yourself. Speak for yourself. Welcome to the Breakdown, episode 657, sponsored by Midnight, because privacy matters. And we'll get more into Midnight next month. And sponsored by Gemini, of course. Go to Gemini.com/David G to look at the credit cards that Gemini has to offer. Again, Gemini.com/David G. I'm going to get to Alex Purdy, a 37-year-old man who passed away. New footage has come out showing him, I think, 11 to 13 days before his tragic passing, out there fighting with ICE agents. The media has yet to start showing these clips. Mainstream media will not show you these clips. Mainstream media, yesterday before the video came out, was out there. Senator Warren literally was out giving a speech acting like she knew him. You know what I love? Like all these people that come out, respectfully, come out on a podium and they act like they were like best friends with these people. Scott Jennings said something interesting. He said, you know what? He said this on CNN. He was on the panel. Abby Phillips actually let him talk for more than a minute without interrupting him. He said, you know what? It's concerning. We got to, and I'm paraphrasing here, we should be looking into these groups, these organizations that are promoting this shit. Let's go ahead and look at this incident, by the way. Go ahead and look at this incident. Let me pull it up. What the hell is this? Come on, come on. Oh shit. Okay. Let's go here. Okay. Let's go ahead and look at this. Let's go ahead and look at this. We'll get into crypto. We'll get into crypto. Let's look at
Our footage was analyzed by the BBC. This is a moment the news movement filmed on January 13th in Minneapolis, showing a man who appears to be Alex Preddy interacting with federal immigration agents 11 days before Border Patrol shot and killed him. Our footage was analyzed by the BBC, whose facial recognition technology confirmed his identity to a 97% degree of accuracy. On the morning of January 13th, our team received a tip that federal agents were blocking a street at the corner of East 36 and Park Avenue in Minneapolis. We arrived around 10:15 a.m. We saw observers shouting at the agents as they walked back to their vehicles. When they started driving away, the man kicked their taillight. An agent then got out of the vehicle, grabbed him, and pushed him to the ground. During the altercation, agents fired tear gas and pepper balls into the crowd. They continued to hold the man down before they retreat and he walks away. The man in our footage is wearing a similar outfit to what Preddy was wearing on the day he was killed. What appears to be a gun is also visible above his waistband. Here, he continues to stand at the scene. On the day he was killed, the Department of Homeland Security claims Preddy, a 37-year-old ICU nurse, approached officers holding a handgun. That claim has been contradicted by analysis of bystander videos from multiple news investigations, which concluded that Preddy was holding a phone, not a gun, when he was pinned to the street. Shortly after the altercation we filmed here on January 13th, federal agents drove away. Soon after that, we left the scene.
Okay. Let me just go back to this real quick. Okay.
Interacting with the to be to appear.
This is Alex.
January 13th filmed on.
He's yelling.
The news movement filmed on January 13th in Minneapolis, showing a man who
he's spitting.
Alex Preddy interacting with federal immigration.
And now he kicks.
11 days
and then he gives him another kick
and killed him.
And then he says, "Fuck you." And he had his gun on him. And he had his gun on him. Some Oscar in the TikTok chat. Obviously, he's not listening to what I'm saying. I said this earlier. And I've said this on multiple shows already. It's a tragedy that this man and the woman good lost their lives, but they put themselves in a situation. Okay? They put themselves in a situation. This is not peaceful protesting. This is not peaceful protesting. And by the way, Oscar, by law, with the Second Amendment, there are laws. And by law, if you are carrying, by Minnesota law, you are required to tell law enforcement. So you can carry all you want, but you're required to go ahead And by Minnesota law again. Minnesota law. Not Trump's law, but Minnesota law. Yeah, the governor, Tim Walz, right? Tim Walz, right? Tim Walz. Wait, hold on. Hold on. Did you just call me a Zionist? Hold on. Aren't Democrats? Hold on. Aren't Democrats pro-Israel? I'm so lost. So which one is it? Are you guys like really confused? Like, are you guys completely like? Are you lost? I'm gonna say this again. Peaceful protests. There's nothing wrong with them. Nothing wrong with peaceful protests. There is nothing peaceful about this. Let's play this again. Tell me what's
Before
peaceful
Border
about
Patrol
this.
Shot and be Alex Preddy interacting with federal immigration agents 11 days before Border Patrol shot and killed him.
What is peaceful about this? Uh-oh. Democrats and liberals are now all for the Second Amendment. Don't come for our guns. I love that. I love that. Anyway, when participating in a peaceful protest, nobody should be bringing. You want to bring a gun if you have a permit for it, I guess. Why are you bringing 2 to 3 magazines? Why would you like really after watching this? And he didn't deserve to die. Nobody deserves to die. Nobody deserves to. Listen, Hitler and a few others, but all I heard before this videotape came out, David, you're wrong. And now you see this, and it's just like, this wasn't some random dude who went to attend a protest. No. This is a dude who is a part of a group who purposely, and their intentions were to disrupt and get in the way of ICE agents. That's what it was. Same thing that we were told about Good, Renee Good, that she was just dropping off her kids at school and she was on her way until ICE agents came out of nowhere and attacked her. Nope. That wasn't the case either, because more videos came out, more people came out, more things came out, more social media posts came out. And we finally understood that no, she was a part of ICE Watch. And this is exactly what they do. They interfere with ICE agents. And they try to irritate them and get in the way of what they're doing. You guys can go ahead and talk about, you guys can sit and debate and talk about whether ICE agents are aggressive. You can go through all that stuff. Should they have body cams? I think they should have body cams. For their safety, they should have body cams. And for the public safety too. It goes both ways. I think they should have body cams. Should they wear a mask on their face? I don't know. If they're being stalked like this, I don't know. But they should have body cams. And, it would be nice. It'd be nice, obviously, for them to walk up to people. I mean, we live in a dream world where you walk up to people and say, okay, I love to see you guys in that position. You walk up to somebody and you're like, hey man, I got to deport you. And you say it nicely, right? You think an illegal, undocumented individual is just going to say, you know what? Yeah, take me away. No illegal, undocumented person is going to say, okay, just take me away. Why would you go? Why would you go to a peaceful protest with 3 magazines? It's a very simple question. And you know, anybody, regardless of party affiliation, regardless if you like Trump or not, any person with common sense would say, you know what? Yeah, that's strange. I can understand carrying a weapon, and I'm all for guns. Second Amendment is here. Go ahead. Carry if you have the permit. It's supposed to be used in self-defense anyway. But why would you go to a peaceful protest, peaceful rally with a gun? Why? ICE is not going out there and just grabbing people and shooting them. No, that is not what is happening. That is definitely not what's happening. That's your little story. That's your make-believe story of ICE is grabbing individuals. Yeah, you got these Hollywood actors talking about ISIS grabbing individuals and throwing. No, that's not what's happening. That's not what's happening. That's in your imagination. That's what you want to believe. But why doesn't anybody mention about the 56 plus people killed on Obama's watch? You know what? I think some people just don't understand. Don't understand what is being said. I'm trying to figure out a way to say it to liberals in a way that they can understand. Let's try it this way. Minnesota is a hostile state right now. Nothing about these protests are peaceful. They are violent. And whether you want to admit it or not, that is the truth. And that has nothing to do with party affiliation. That has nothing to do with Donald Trump. I am talking about there is nothing that is peaceful about these protests. They are breaking, smashing small businesses. They are breaking hotels. There's a reason why Governor Tim Walz won't run for re-election. There's a reason why. And it's not because he's tired. It's because he got exposed. And he continues to go onto television, onto mainstream media, and he continues to push for more of this bullshit. Tom Holman, thank God for him. He said, we're not leaving. We are going to get every criminal out of Minnesota. And the easiest thing you can do is help Tom Holman get the criminals out. Why are you protecting criminals? Why? You don't even know these people. The craziest part is the protesters don't even know these people. They're here illegally and they've committed crimes, and you are here protecting them. If you're okay with spending your money on illegals in this country, do you? I don't care what you do with your money. I'm not okay with it. And I'm pretty sure 77 million other people, the 77 million people that voted for Donald Trump, yeah, they feel the same way. Let's watch this again. This is before the second incident, but this is the first incident with Alex, who tragically passed away. This is his first encounter with ICE.
This is a moment the news movement filmed on January 13th in Minneapolis, showing a man who appears to be Alex Preddy interacting with federal immigration agents 11 days before Border Patrol shot and killed him. Our footage was analyzed by the BBC, whose facial recognition technology confirmed his identity to a 97% degree of accuracy.
Let's freeze this. Hold on. The gun's gonna pop out. Hold on. There's the gun. There's the gun. Right there. That's the gun right there. Again, I'm all for the Second Amendment. Why are you bringing a gun? Why are you bringing a gun to a peaceful protest? There's nothing peaceful about this. Nothing peaceful
On the
about
morning of
this.
January 13th, our team received a tip that federal agents were blocking a street at the corner of
Look
East
at him.
36 and Park Avenue in Minneapolis.
Here he is, literally in the face, right here, in the face of an ICE agent. Why? This is not peaceful protesting. I like how liberals have gone and turned this into a Second Amendment subject when we're all for the Second Amendment. He's allowed to carry a firearm. But then, if he's carrying a firearm into a hostile situation like this, what do you expect? By the way, Minnesota law. Let me go ahead and read Minnesota law to you. Because I knew a lot of you guys would come in here and you're going to say, oh, let me read something to you. Let me read Minnesota law to you. Let's read Minnesota law. Yeah, my thing is not working. This is crazy. I'll let it reload. Anyway, welcome to the breakdown. While I fucking wait for this to reload. Welcome to the breakdown episode. What episode is this? 657. Thank you for joining in. Thank you for joining in. Let's play the rest of this and then we'll move on.
We arrived around 10:15 a.m. We saw observers shouting at the agents as they walked back to their vehicles. When they started driving away, the man kicked their taillight. An agent then got out of the vehicle, grabbed him, and pushed him to the ground. During the altercation, agents fired tear gas and pepper balls into the crowd. They continued to hold the man down before they retreat and he walks away.
Let me stop. There's a comment in the crowd. Oscar says, Trump ran on releasing them. Don't care who's on them. Release the files. So he's alluding to the Epstein files. Trump has already signed off. It's up to Congress to go ahead and release them. The DOJ, Congress, for them to go ahead and release them. So every time you bring up Trump, you sound like an idiot. I'm just letting you know. Nobody's trying to look. You see, this is where, like, why can't liberals just take off the fucking glasses? Okay? Why can't they take off the blinders and just say, you know what? A normal person would not go to any of these events and get in the way of ICE or any law enforcement in general who are doing their job. That's really a simple answer. Nobody's pushing aside what happened. Nobody's putting that to the side. I mean, this video kills the narrative that Alex was peaceful and he wouldn't hurt a fly. Okay, like that puts that narrative to the side. That narrative is dead. Okay, that narrative of he was peaceful, he wasn't doing anything, he would never touch anybody, that narrative is dead. There is no way around it either. You can say whatever you want. You can call me a Zionist. You can say whatever you want. Bottom line, when it comes to this topic right now, you can't say that he wouldn't hurt a fly. We have just watched video prior to the unfortunate shooting, okay, or incident, 13 days or 11 days after the fact. Alex was, you know who's to blame? The organizations that are paying people to go out here and do this shit. Alex's parents were concerned for him. Alex's own parents said and have stated that he has changed. Funny how his parents are the one who's saying, his family are saying this, but you guys are making up this whole narrative that Alex was a great person and he wouldn't touch a fly. Maybe he was a great person. Maybe something happened. Maybe something changed. Okay? Maybe something went off. Maybe something went off. You don't know. None of you guys know him. None of you guys, knew him. I didn't know him. We can only go based on real video footage. Now, there'll be one side that says, look, we obviously see common sense. Alex has been instigating. And I blame mostly, not even Alex, I blame these organizations. I fully blame these fucking ICE Watch fucking organizations that are putting people up to this. That's who I blame. And it's not AI footage. His parents, J Dog, has confirmed, his family members have confirmed that is him. Good try, though, with the whole AI shit. And the reason why you're saying AI is because you know it ruins the narrative. Because now he's perceived differently. So all I want to say is, if you want to protest, and I've been saying this show after show after show, if you want to protest, do it peacefully. Do it from the sidewalk. Have a poster out if you'd like. It is your right to go ahead and protest. Have fun. Go protest. Okay? Stand out there in negative 20-degree weather. Go do whatever you want in terms of protesting peacefully. The minute you interfere with law enforcement, you are putting yourself in danger. Whether it's state or federal, you are putting yourself in danger when you start to interfere with law enforcement. And yes, unlike Tim Walz, who told you that ICE agents aren't law enforcement, they are federal law enforcement, and that is some free education for you guys. They are doing their job, bottom line, and they will continue to do their job, as Tom Holman said. If you don't like ICE, you can go to the ballot box and you can go ahead and vote. And I say this all the time, go vote for new representatives. Or you can call your current local state officials and you can let them know how you feel. But nothing about these two incidents, nothing about these two situations were peaceful. Nothing about them were peaceful. They were instigated. And I more so blame these organizations. It's the organizations that have made, unfortunately, people like Alex and people like Renee go out here and take law into their own hands. That's the problem. There's a comment. You cannot kill a protester. See, this is the narrative. Instead of listening and hearing, instead of listening just for a second, listening, nobody, and I don't believe anybody on either side, would encourage the killing of anybody. Only a sick fuck would go ahead and encourage or be thrilled that somebody died. Nobody. You know what's funny? ICE was funded by the Democrats. When Obama was in office, ICE was funded by the Democrats. Big time. Nobody used ICE more than Obama. Nobody used ICE more than Obama. Nobody got more illegal, undocumented people out of this country than Obama. Nobody. So I'll end it. You want to protest? No problem. There's a sidewalk. Get your posters out. Let your voice be heard. Do your thing. But when you start to vandalize, when you start to get in the way of law enforcement officials, when you start to turn violent, you are now putting yourself in danger. Guess what? I ain't doing that. I don't give a shit what's happening. If I don't like something, I'm voting. I am voting for an official that is going to go to Washington, D.C. and represent my interests. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not going out there and fighting with ICE agents that have been sent out there to go ahead and apprehend criminals. I'm not fighting with them. If I ever get stopped by a police officer and the police officer were to ask me, "Hey, can I get your driver's license and registration?" I will ask, because it is my right, I will ask, why am I being stopped? But at the same time, I'm going to make sure that I take out my ID and my registration. Even though I know I have every right to hold it and not give it over, I will go ahead and do the right thing and give it to the police officer. I will give it to law enforcement, especially if I didn't do nothing. We'll be right back. Be right back. Dogs are getting in the goddamn way. Welcome to the breakdown. Episode 657. We have crypto. Man, crypto is fucked right now. But it is an opportunity for you to go and look. An opportunity for you to go ahead and look at the markets and see what you should be adding into your portfolios. You should go ahead and look at the market and see what you could take advantage of. I haven't even looked at the markets yet. I haven't looked at them. Let's look. Let's look at the markets. What are the markets doing right now? The crypto market is currently looking like dog shit. You have Bitcoin at 84,133. You got Ethereum at 2,800. You got BNB at 865. You got XRP at 180. You got Solana at 117. Solana's at 117. Could this be a buy area right now? Could be a buy area. Dogecoin at 11 cents. You got Cardano at 33 cents. So there you go. Top 10. Top 10 looking like they need to be taken into looking like they need to go to a hospital right now. Put on a ventilator or some shit. I'm trying to read all the chats. It's hard to read all the chats here. It's really hard to read all the chats. But again, this is an opportunity. If you've been waiting, if you claim you've been waiting to get into certain assets, if you feel that there are underappreciated assets that you can go ahead and take advantage of that are going to 10x, 20x, 30x, here's your opportunity. Here is your opportunity to go ahead and get them. Here is your opportunity. Hold on one second, guys, before I get back to it. Oh, X did me dirty, bro. Anyway. I don't know why everybody's worried. Again, this is the point where you grow balls. This is where you grow some balls. You got to be attacking the market. You got to be attacking the market. That's it. Let's see what TikTok's saying. Is TikTok still talking about what I was showcasing here today? About Alex, the nurse from Minnesota. God, rest in peace. Unfortunate what happened, but at the end of the day, I don't know why people are so afraid to say this, but this is what happens when you put yourself in that kind of situation. I wouldn't. Like, to me, I just consider myself a normal individual. I wouldn't put myself in that kind of situation. I wouldn't. And that's a bad, like, the chat is hating on each other, but like that just shows you how divided the United States of America is. It just shows you, like, and it's a lot of people have been brainwashed into believing like Trump is horrific, that the Trump administration is the next coming of Nazis. It's just weird. It's just weird language. It really is. And it's disrespectful language as well. Like, saying that, comparing somebody to like one of the most brutal people who has ever walked this planet. It's just weird saying that. Because Trump's done nothing to go ahead and deserve that marker. But the liberals and Democrats hate him so much that you just can't stop them. See, like, somebody just went ahead and lied about him and said that, he's a corrupt P-word narcissist felon, which obviously is a fucking absolute lie. They had they weaponized the legal system against Trump. Go ahead and look at the papers. Every single person they brought on the stand said like they loved doing business with Trump. They had no clue why the fuck they were there in the first place. They try to go ahead and you imagine if they actually did have something on Trump? If they really had something on Trump? If Trump was really deep into the Epstein files, and I'm talking about the P word, imagine if that was reality. Oh my God, I'm telling you, I keep saying this. Trump would never have been elected. I would never have voted for Trump. A lot of Republicans would never have voted for Trump. The Democrats had 4 years with the Epstein files. They never released them. Never. I mean, Biden was sleeping. They could have got somebody. CEO just called me a Zionist, like I'm supposed to cry. Next, they'll say that I'm paid by Israel. I'm going to tell you right now, if Israel's paying, let me know where I send this invoice. If Israel is paying, let me know where I'm sending this invoice. David Gokshin, are you in the Epstein files too? Is that why you're lying? See, this is, like I said, this is the mentality of the left. They don't have conversations. And their jokes aren't funny. Jimmy Kimmel's not funny. None of the talk show hosts are funny. All my favorite movies now I can't watch. Some of my favorite movies, I can't watch them anymore. I can't watch them. Critical thinking for liberals is hard. Critical thinking for Democrats right now is hard because you are running on only one agenda, and that is orange man bad. That's it. Somebody from Twitter said, I feel bad that homeboy got lit up 9 times, but what the fuck is dude doing stomping out taillights and spitting on motherfuckers? Bro, I would never. I'm telling you. Mandani is this. I'm not. Thank God I'm not in New York City. But Mandani's in New York City. He's the new mayor. I ain't gonna protest that shit because I don't like him. I don't like his political view. I'm not doing none of that shit. Zero. If I live in New York City, I'm not doing none of that shit. None. We have now been reported on TikTok. Gifting suspended and live visibility restricted. This behavior is not in line with our policies. Gifting is suspended in this live for 10 minutes. Reason, inorganic. Gift solicitation. Learn more in live monetization guidelines. Additionally, this live is restricted in recommendations and searches and search results for this period. Learn more. Let me go ahead and appeal. Let's appeal. Because, you know, it's these liberals. These liberals cannot communicate. They cannot have a conversation. What do? Report. That's it. They report. This is how bad it is. They report. I'm literally, if somebody replayed this, anybody with common sense who replayed this show would know that anything that I said here today is just based on common sense. Can you go to a rally with a gun if you have a permit? Great, you can. Okay. Let's say you can. Should you go to an area and interfere with ICE agents and law enforcement? Should you put your life in danger by interfering with law enforcement while they're investigating or they're on a mission? No. That is the correct answer. The correct answer is no. You don't interfere with law enforcement and in their investigations. It's just, that's law. Like, it is law. It's law. By the way, how do you guys have time? Can you explain this to me? How do you guys have time to protest? I'd like to know how are you paying your bills? How are all these people in negative 20-degree weather going outside and protesting? How is this happening? Where are you getting money from? You got rent to pay, you got car bills, you got bills in general. How can you every day go out there and protest? Oh, there has to be money coming from somewhere, right? There has to be money coming from somebody. Somebody's injecting money and paying these protesters to go out there and cause havoc. Because it's impossible. It's just fucking impossible for you not to be able, or for you to be able to just have so much time on your hands. And this is where the liberal arguments, this is where the democratic arguments get destroyed. Even when you see video like I showed you today, you still have an excuse. There's not, you know what? There's never like, you know what? That wasn't right. There's never like, he shouldn't have done that. Never that. There'll never be, can we all agree that it's sad that he lost his life? Is it sad that Renee Good lost her life? Yeah, we can all agree on that because human beings can understand that it's sad. A lot of you guys don't have a soul. For those who do, we can understand, hey, it's sad, it's tragic. Renee Good left, how many kids? I think 2 kids behind? 2 or 3 kids behind? Alex left a family behind? It's sad. That's fucking sad. That's absolutely horrific. But they would still be alive today if they did not participate, if they did not get brainwashed by mainstream media into thinking that Donald Trump is the next Hitler, that he's a fascist. Democrats and liberals did not learn from the first assassination attempt that was tried on President Trump. They did not learn. For one day, some Democrats acknowledged. Biden said, we got to tone down the rhetoric. Political violence isn't okay. And then the next day, they were out there motherfuckering Trump. Charlie Kirk did nothing but go to events, go to college campuses to talk with people, to debate with people, to have conversations with people. You guys celebrated on TikTok. You celebrated his death on TikTok. And you think that's normal? Yet I don't see any Republicans celebrating what happened to Good or celebrating anything that happened to Alex. I don't see most think it's unfortunate, but have the same opinion that I have too, that he shouldn't have been there. He shouldn't have been kicking ICE agent vehicles. See, that's what normal human beings, regardless of party affiliation, that's how normal human beings talk. That's how we speak. This guy's over here in TikTok saying that civil wars started like this when the country doesn't protect its citizens. What are you talking about? We have a military that is protecting this country, which is in turn protecting its citizens every single day. We have law enforcement agents that go out there, put their lives on the line to protect you every single day. When you call 911, law enforcement comes to your aid. And they don't get a thank you. That is the sad part about being a part of law enforcement, that you don't get a thank you. Is there a bad seed in every organization? Yes. There's a bad employee in McDonald's. There's a bad employee at Apple. There's a bad employee in law enforcement. You can say that everywhere. And you could talk about any industry and you can say there 5% can be very bad. That does not go ahead and make up the 95 who go out there every single day and put their lives on the line for you. The military puts their lives on the line for this country, meaning for you. Law enforcement goes out there every day putting their lives out there for you. And not a thank you. It's a thankless job. It's a spit in the face. Welcome to the breakdown. The more I see, in terms of crypto, the more I hear institutional players talk about crypto, the more disgusted I become, because I feel now, right now, at this very moment, and it can change, but I feel at this very moment that they know exactly what is happening behind the scenes. They are doing exactly what they're good at, and that is manipulating the markets. By the way, I got another warning. Live restricted for some audiences. Your live contains themes that some might find uncomfortable and has been restricted. Reason: misinformation. Submit feedback. Live is flagged for misinformation. Repeated violations could result in live being discontinued. Let's submit feedback. And this is exactly why our country is broken. Right now, my TikTok live, which is probably performing on par with my X lives, maybe even better. You will have individuals coming in here, reporting my account, and stating that there is misinformation being talked about here when there is none. Zero misinformation has been talked about here today. So when you can't win an argument, what do they do when they can't win an argument? They report. They go ahead and report you because they can't win an argument. Or they don't have any argument. They know what you're saying is true. So the only thing they can do is mother effer you and report. Maybe the American flag offended somebody. Did the American flag offend anybody? Raise your hand. Was it the American flag? Was it the American flag that offended you? If you don't like what I'm saying, leave the room. If you don't like what I'm saying, leave the room. It's not misinformation, it's my opinion. And also provided with facts. If you don't like it, go to a more liberal room. Go to a more democratic room. And go talk in your echo chamber. And have fun. That'll get you nowhere, but have fun. I think somebody was actually offended by my American flag. I think somebody's offended by the background. Because people want to, you know what it is? When it comes to politics, people want to be surrounded by people that, yes, we agree. I don't agree with every policy that comes out from the Republican Party. I can disagree with them. I don't have to agree with everything. %90 of the things I agree with, 10% I don't. Welcome to the breakdown. I'm watching the markets. I want to see how well the markets will react during the SEC's speech about, well, the pro-crypto speech. The SEC wants to go ahead and make crypto great here. And obviously they're trying to pass legislation or pass rules to invite more people to build here in the United States of America. But I'm telling you, man, that Clarity Act does no good for American citizens. It only helps the banks. That's it. That's all it helps. It helps the banking system. It does 100% help the banking system. The banking system is all it helps. Disappointed in TikTok, I gotta tell you. Especially that Americans have taken over. Americans have taken over, and I still get terrible. Terrible. By the way, this upscroll thing is full of shit. DCA. I got a bunch of people telling me DCA into things. DCA, continue to DCA into things. Keep buying. I keep buying. I keep buying on every dip. I literally keep buying on every dip. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? What else would you like me to do? It is 1:46 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I still got to make people moderators on TikTok. I didn't forget. I still got to do that. Still got to do that. Still got to get all that stuff done. I'll try to get that done today. I will try to get that done today. Shout out to everybody tuning in from wherever you're tuning in. X, YouTube, TikTok, or the primaries. LinkedIn got 3-4 people in. Shout out to them. LinkedIn, I love you, boomers. Man, we had a bunch of people come in here today. And they just freaked out. I don't, Fran, I mean, I don't mind. I don't mind haters, man. I don't mind people reporting me. It is what it is. I mean, it comes with a platform. Especially on topics like this, and you're going to get people that come in and they're just going to be ruthless. They're not going to even try to hear you. That's the problem that we have in the United States of America, is that we have people that are not even trying to hear you. Like, you can present an argument and they don't really give a fuck about the argument. They are absolutely not interested in whatever you have to say. They don't care. They don't care. Mental health is big in the United States of America. I'm telling you right now. People might laugh at that, but it is 100% big in the United States of America. We need more funding for mental health. A lot of people need to see therapists. And I don't even know if that's good, because I don't know what kind of therapy these people are given. And like with me, you won't aggravate me. Like, if I'm having a conversation about something, I'm not going to get aggravated. I will sit here and I'll be patient. And it's really easy because you're not really, like, the other side isn't really saying anything. All they're doing is they're trying to go ahead and, like, get under my skin. And I already told you I have no feelings. I'm not scared. Like, they try to intimidate you. That's the problem. They try to intimidate you so you don't talk. That's what they try to do. They try to intimidate you so you don't talk. New Yorkers aren't scared to talk. We're not scared of your bullshit. We don't care. Yeah, I know you're down 50% on crypto. You are just like everybody else who's tuned in. Okay, you are down unless you have positions in big, but you're still down. If you've gone into other things but Bitcoin, you're down. Some people bought at 127, they're down. So now it comes down to, when do we go back up? When will we have a real meme season? When will we see altcoin season? We never had altcoin season. Altcoins have been in a bear for what, 4 or 5 years at this point? We haven't had a real altcoin season. Anybody who says that is just, I don't know what the fuck they're smoking. We haven't had a real altcoin season. Thank you, Digital. I appreciate that. I said I'd win everybody over on TikTok. I said I'd win everybody over on TikTok. I try extremely hard to base everything that I talk about on facts. And if it's my own opinion, I will state it's my opinion. I will either tell you it's my opinion, or the things that I will discuss are factual information. That's it. Just because I'm a Republican doesn't mean that I don't respect Democrats. There are plenty of Democrats that I'm friends with. But we agree to disagree like adults. Well, we don't go into motherfuckering each other and like disrespecting and like saying god awful stuff and wishing bad and reporting. We don't do that. We have conversations. We have debates on subjects like adults. That's the difference. I can side with Democrats on certain issues. Some Democrats that I know can side with Republicans on certain issues. Example would be, a lot of Democrats voted for Donald Trump because they felt like they did not have a choice and Kamala Harris was pushed on them. That's how some Democrats felt. So they voted for Trump. And because the economy was dog shit and inflation was all-time high, they're like, you know what? I'll vote for Trump again. And you know what? The moment for Trump was when you know what? That assassination attempt, that was a big moment. That changed a lot of people's view. That changed a lot of people's views on Trump. Changed Elon Musk. Elon Musk, proud Democrat. Elon Musk was a Democrat. You think it was right that Joe Biden didn't invite Elon Musk to the EV summit? You think that was right? Tesla was not invited to the EV summit. The best-selling American EV on the planet was not invited to participate at the EV summit. That you guys put GM out there, who only sold like 52 units of the Volt or some shit like that. You talk about Trump being somebody who's trying to take away your freedom of speech. No, that was Kamala Harris. That was Tim Walz going on CNBC and MSNBC talking about we want to look at the First Amendment and make a few adjustments. We want to take away social media. That's who wanted to go ahead and take away things from you. Trump's out here like, I'm going to make America great again. We want you to participate in the stock markets. I'm coming out with the Trump accounts, giving your kids $1,000, and you could put $5,000 into those accounts every single year to the point where they hit 18 based on current numbers and current movement. It can essentially hit $180,000 to $330,000. I find that funny. Democrats are consistently trying to tax you. Republicans are trying to go ahead and take away taxes from the middle class, it's wild. It is wild how you cannot see what's happening. Like, this is not make-believe. This is real. Like, you are going to get an enormous, for those who are filing taxes, you're going to get an enormous amount of money back, depending on your situation. This is going to be the biggest, as they say, the biggest refunds are going to come out this year, all time. $100 to $150 billion extra. That means $2,000. It means $2,000 extra. $1,000 to $2,000 extra for each household. Welcome to the breakdown. I'm looking at crypto and I am just, it is now broken the $84,000 mark. Bitcoin is now at 83,420. Ethereum is broke. It's at 2757. XRP is at $1.78. Solana is at 115. Cardano's at 32 cents. Things are starting to, I don't know. I'm just wondering, at what point do we finally bottom out? Total market cap is $2.85 trillion. $2.85 trillion is the total market cap. Fear and greed index is at 38. So it's fear. Average crypto RSI is 35.17, oversold. Right now, the average crypto RSI is deemed to be oversold at 35.17. Altcoin season is still at a 33 out of 100. Still. Hey, Julie, what's going on? Good to see that you're okay. Yeah, this is where you get tested. By the way, Tron is still at 29 cents. It doesn't matter what market. It really doesn't matter what market Tron's in, bro. Up market, down market, doesn't matter. Yo, Tron is crazy, bro. Tron don't move, bro. Tron don't move. Look, not a Gettysburg speech, but all I can say here is this. You can either look at this market right now, and it's completely red. So you can look at this market. You can look at this market and you could say, I have money. It's red today. I can take advantage of this. Seriously. You could look at this market and say, this is my time to take advantage. I can buy some things that are absolutely oversold, scoop them up, and patiently wait. And that's for people who believe, right? If you believe in this industry, you can say, and you can look at this right now and you can say, you know what? I believe, I really do believe in this industry. I'm going to buy more. Or you could say, fuck this. This is all bullshit. And I'm out. And by the way, most of the dumping right now is coming, and I'm looking at this. Most of the dumping right now is coming from some long-term Bitcoin holders. Bitcoin holders are dumping. After holding for years, they are unloading. Now, what I think is happening here is I think you have buyers. I think you have a lot of buyers at around $80,000. And I think a lot of people are waiting. They're patiently waiting to see if Bitcoin will go down into that level. And then I believe once it hits into the 80s, low 80s, you will see a lot of buying taking place. You know, it's silly to me when I look at all this stuff. It's silly to me because Bitcoin is your gold. For those who are still relatively young, Bitcoin is your gold. I do also believe, besides the long-term holders and older wallets selling off, that there are figures playing around with all this shit right now. Here's my prediction. Here's what I'm going to predict for Bitcoin. I think the buyers are waiting at 78 to 80. I think if Bitcoin goes into that range, I think you're going to see a lot of buys. And then I think at some, look, for people who have been holding 9-10 years and they feel like selling now, good for them. But I believe it's a good thing. If they're selling 2 or 3, let's say people are selling 3 or 4 Bitcoin. Now you have buyers come in for those 3 to 4 Bitcoins. You go from having one holder of, let's say, 3 to 4 Bitcoin to maybe 10, maybe 20. So it's not bad. It's good. I want that. You just have to be patient enough to hold through all this. You have to be patient enough to hold through all this and not pay attention. Especially if you've put yourself in a really good position. If you put yourself in a phenomenal position, then you have nothing to worry about. Spot buy, DCA, and hold, and sell into the green. Ladies and gentlemen, it's 2:02 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You joined the breakdown, episode 657. I want to thank everybody for tuning in today. And again, I think we're going to see a lot of angry people on social media today. From a political standpoint and from a financial standpoint, you'll see a lot of shit being thrown at everybody and each other. Friends are going to start fighting with each other and blocking each other, unfollowing each other. But ultimately, it'll be okay. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. This is where you buy. This is where you fucking buy. This is not where you run. Okay? This is not where you run. This is where you stand your ground. You look at some of the shit that you have and you add into them. You don't run. You don't run from this. You say, oh shit. You know what? I've been gifted an opportunity to make more money. I got approved. We reviewed and approved your appeal. Gifting and visibility for your live has been restored in recommendations and search results. Let's fucking go. Freedom of speech. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her. Approved. That's right. Because I ain't saying nothing wrong. And they know I'm going to be the next president of the United States of America. And if you goddamn ban me, I will tariff your ass when I get into office. I will remember. I don't need to write it down. I do not need to write it down. I don't need to take this book. I don't need to take this book. I don't need to write shit down. I will remember. I will remember. I feel like today's Gettysburg. I feel like I'm standing on top of the hill and giving the Gettysburg speech today. Win big. Win big. Win big. You have such a fucking opportunity. Don't trade all these things that you see on the timeline. It's all bullshit. Don't leverage. This is the time where you spot buy, DCA, hold. That's it. Go outside. Play in the snow. If you got snow, I got snow and more snow's coming. Play in the snow. Go work out. Let's go to the quote of the day. Quote of the day. Quote of the day. Man, I gotta tell you, the Rangers suck. The New York Rangers suck, man. Terrible, man. Terrible. trying to find it, man. Where the fuck is this, man? Okay, I think this will do today. Are you ready? Here's the quote of the day. Quote of the day, ladies and gentlemen. One of the strongest signs of intelligence is the ability to consider another person's perspective without becoming defensive. Curiosity reveals a sharp mind. It shows who is committed to understanding rather than winning. Okay? I'm going to repeat that again. Because that's essentially what we had going on today. One of the strongest signs of intelligence is the ability to consider another person's perspective without becoming defensive. You hear that, liberals? Curiosity reveals a sharp mind. It shows who is committed to understanding rather than winning. Okay? That's it. That's the quote of the day. Sometimes 2 ears, 1 mouth. 2 ears, 1 mouth. Okay? I do that a lot. I sit back and I listen. I listen to different takes, people with different opinions. I listen. And I sit back and I come to my own conclusion. Sometimes, not interested. I don't think it's good advice. I don't think there's any value in it. Sometimes from people I maybe I don't like. I sit back and I listen. I'm like, oh, interesting. I need to look into that. Interesting. But that separates, intelligent people know how to listen and then get the points across. People who yell, scream, belittle people, make up lies and all that, they don't know how to have a conversation. And that all comes from the household. And that all comes from mainstream media. Really does. I want to thank everybody who tuned in today. I also want to shout out to the TikTok crew. TikTok crew brings it every single day. I keep on saying I gotta make more moderators. I will do it today. Okay, I promise I will do it today. Shout out to my team. Shout out to YouTube. Shout out to I can't wait until I can get onto Facebook and Instagram. I'm trying, man. I don't know what the fuck is up. I'm trying. Because then we're gonna have just another demographic pop in. On that note, today's a perfect day to look at the markets and buy some oversold shit, man. I am telling you right now, do not let the institutions win. Do not let the institutions front run you. You front run them, okay? Do not let them win. They are trying to scare you. Yes, I know there are older wallets, Bitcoin wallets that are selling. Good for them. They're taking profit. But do not think that the institutions aren't playing here. Front run the institutional players. That's it. And by the way, I'm not a Patriots fan, okay? I'm not a Patriots fan. I'm a Giants fan. The disrespect by not having Bill Belichick as a first ballot Hall of Famer, trash. Absolute trash. Bill Belichick, 8 Super Bowl rings. You don't put him into the Hall of Fame. Most wins by a coach in the playoffs, I think, right? You don't put him into the Hall of Fame? 8 rings? 8 rings? What? Great teams for years? Yeah, Brady had a lot to do with it. Yeah, but you need a coach. Those defenses were incredible. They shut people down. They couldn't shut down the Giants. I want to know who did not vote for him to get in. It is wild. It is wild. And Eli Manning will one day get into the Hall of Fame. How can Eli not? He wasn't just a good player. He showed up when it was time to have the leader take over the game. Derek Jeter wasn't the best shortstop ever, but he was clutch. He didn't miss games. Sounds familiar, like Eli. He delivered in big moments, and that's why he made it to the Hall of Fame. Deservingly so. Big moments, key moments, Jeter showed up. Big moments, Eli showed up. How do you not put him into the Hall of Fame? Especially that he has more yards than some of the quarterbacks in the Hall of Fame. He has more Super Bowls than some of the quarterbacks in the Hall of Fame. And he did it all in New York. He did it all in the New York market. One of the hardest markets to win. He did it here. Twice. He beat Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers in Lambeau. He beat an undefeated Patriots team in the Super Bowl. What are we talking about? Are we voting based on emotions, or are we voting based on actual data and stats? Because if we're voting on data and stats, then this should be a no-brainer. Belichick, no-brainer. You're looking at this no-brainer. You got coaches that have done less that are in the Hall of Fame. It is crazy. It is absolutely, absolutely batshit crazy. Anyway. Alex Jones right now is holding a live show, and it's called Countdown to War with Iran, live coverage. Man, like, some people love this shit, man. Because negativity always attracts. Negative shit always attracts. Hotep Jesus, go check him out. Hotep Jesus live right now on Kick. He's talking about Nicki Minaj and Trump's gold card. Go check that out. Go check that out. On that note, guys, have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful day. Do good. Okay, do good. Vaina with Alex, right? Do good. Be good to each other, man. Honestly speaking, be good with each other. Be good to each other. Not be good with each other, but be good to each other. Costs nothing to be nice. Costs absolutely nothing to be nice. And protect your energy. Protect your energy. Make sure that your circle supports you. That's it. That's it. It's very simple. Make sure that the people that you surround yourself support you. Okay? Next week, we're going to all be in the green. 2026 is our year. On that note, I'm out.